Bunga!
Fire! Hang on, April. the lights out? Who put the lights out? Who put the lights out? Pizza time!
prettier.
Watch your mouth, slime ball. Who put the lights out? Pizza time! gotta save Splinter. Pizza time! With turtle. 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 Thank you, my turtles. There it is. Crush the turtle. Crush the turtle.